Please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Captain's Log, Supplemental. After waiting a long time for a conclusion, we finally received news and orders that a former NFL player will be joining us here. About damn time. Should we roll out the red carpet for him? It's got Lego bricks and he'll be barefoot. Hello everyone and welcome to the Halls of Injustice. Today we welcome inmate number 163 to the ISO cubes. Inmate number 163 I've been collecting sources on for quite some time, going as far back as the 21st of November 2021, but nothing happened for a very long time. Inmate number 163 got busted because of videos shared all over social media. Inmate number 163 had it all, to be honest, but made some rather crappy choices that have effectively ruined a, I would say, promising career. Probably not. I know very little about the person's teams that they played for up until 2019, that is. Their name is Zac Stacy, and for this we are going to go through who Zac Stacy is, what they did, the crime they committed, the trial and the sentence, but we also have video evidence of what they did. Trigger warning when it is relevant. There will be one, as it does involve DV. So yes, this video undoubtedly got demonetized. Please remember to smash the like and share it about. It really does help this channel. So let us now begin with who is inmate number 163, aka Zac Stacy. Zachary Latrell Stacy is a 32-year-old man from Centerville, Alabama. He played professionally in the NFL. He started out by playing for the St. Louis Rams, before moving to the New York Jets. After a reasonably short career as a running back, he announced his retirement in 2017. The reason why was due to a number of injuries piling up, but also he wanted to take care of his brother who has Down syndrome. I'm not a big NFL person, so I don't know if he was actually any good or not, but I don't think him breaking his ankle multiple times helped him in any way, shape or form, and may well have contributed to him failing a physical at the Jets in 2016. In 2018, he actually came out of retirement and played in the Canadian Football League instead for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. While he did reasonably well for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, he was unable to secure a permanent position, so he ended up signing with the Memphis Express as part of the newly founded Alliance of American Football. This is where his career in football ends. It was estimated around this point he had a net worth of about $6 million, so at least he had something to fall back onto, right? For what happened next to Zac Stacy, we skip ahead to the 18th of November 2021. There is a video of it. I'm not entirely convinced I can show it, as it is DV. It is quite aggressive. I can though link it in the pinned comment with all the sources. So we should now move on to the crimes of inmate number 163, aka Zac Stacy.
I did, listen. Things are way different now. Oh! Zack, please.
There's a second angle of that video. I'm going to play that as well so you can see a closer view of what he did.
Listen,
You think that was okay?
Listen, now I do not. Please, please, please.
You thought that was okay? And then you're gonna ruin relationships and talking about I'm destructive?
God, please.
I love you, Coops.
After this video was circulating on social media, many news outlets were posting it all over the place. Zac Stacy disappeared.
I just want to say thank you everyone who has continued to support me in this ordeal. He's still not apprehended. I don't know why his friends are hiding him. Please, if you know anything, contact your local authorities. If you see him, he drives a white Kia Optima.
Orange County Sheriff's Office tried to apprehend him, but they had discovered he'd actually left the state of Florida. Well, briefly. On the 19th of November, he was found by the Orlando police and arrested. Want to see that?
Trust me, I wasn't stressed. I was willing to do whatever to, make the process as simple as possible. But this is just a case of just, girl is just bitter that I don't want to be with her. And she's just trying to destroy my whole reputation because of this shit. It was fucked up that I reacted the way I did. I don't know how any man could have handled that situation.
The video of his arrest and speaking to those officers is about 5.5 minutes long. I would have tried to play more, but TMZ are quite trigger happy, much like many news outlets with the copyright claims. Zac Stacy was charged with aggravated battery, causing great bodily harm and criminal mischief, along with being charged for 2 separate incidents concerning him and his ex. Kristen Evans spoke that she is terrified that he'll come back after her because he was released on a $10,000 bond. A restraining order was filed against Zac Stacy because she believed that if he was released, he would unalive her, while he was in the very arrest video that you only saw a portion of, claiming how important it was to help raise his son, lead by example and be a big man. The first of these abuses happened in May when she was pregnant with that child. She initially forgave him and desperately wanted Zac Stacy to be there for their son. Kristen Evans spoke to an outlet and indicated that she never did anything to deserve something like this. No one could do anything to deserve something like this. Continuing by saying that she had been abused since May, along with saying he has bullied me for so long and put me in a mental state, where at one point I believed it was my fault. It was absolute hell, and I know there are women out there that have gone through worse to feel what I felt. I can't imagine what it would feel like for it to be worse. The reason he had assaulted her was because, and this is according to Kristen Evans, he wanted the money back that he gave her for the rent.
It's a case of just bitterness, man. That's why she did this. The whole assault thing, she staged it. She set me up. I just found out a week ago that she had an affair with my attorney.
It should be added, there's actually more to this. You see, he faced 5 more charges following the second attack. According to court records, Zac Stacy was hit with 3 misdemeanor domestic violence battery charges, as well as 2 misdemeanor criminal mischief charges. I'm impressed that they're listed as misdemeanor. I could have sworn in one of those video clips it was a full-on chokeslam. We also need to add some pre-trial conditions being agreed upon. A judge in Orange County approved a motion modifying the pre-trial release conditions for Zac Stacy. According to the motion, his attorneys are asking the court to allow him to travel to Florida to visit his child he shares with the woman. During a hearing, the judge granted the motion to allow Zac Stacy to visit Florida for time sharing of his child while under supervision of an officer at a law enforcement agency. So now we have all of this, we're now going to go to the trial of Zac Stacy. So after he told police officers that he was being stitched up, he was being set up, and it was entirely because his ex, Kristen, wanted all his money, he pled guilty to attacking her. His justification for it was, she wanted money from him, that was provocation. The guilty pleas for 1 count of misdemeanor domestic violence battery and 2 counts of misdemeanor criminal mischief because he reached a deal with prosecutors. Battery charges were dropped with his plea agreement. This does mean we do not have to go to a trial, and can instead go to the sentence. For what inmate number 163 pled guilty to, he was sentenced to 6 months in prison. However, it is unclear when he begins his jail sentence. To me, a sentence of 6 months is unacceptable. I don't consider either of the charges misdemeanors in the slightest. We saw what he did. It was a full-on assault. One of those assaults, not in the video you saw, she was pregnant. He could have harmed or possibly killed that baby because of his own negligence. He attributed it to depression. There is no valid excuse on this planet to strike another person. There is no valid reason to strike the mother of your child. While it can be considered somewhat admirable that you would fly across the country to go turn yourself in, it does not negate the fact you still did it and then fled to the other side of the country, citing important meetings and blah blah blah. As we here at the Halls of Injustice take this very seriously, the sentence we would give you would be 6 years, not 6 months. Now, there's one final thing I'd like to talk about, and it's the fact that this one, for the most part, went under the radar. Minus the initial assault itself, it got barely any coverage for a while. No doubt coronavirus played a part. Striking a deal behind closed doors, of course. Is this justice? I'll have you all decide on that. The answer is no, by the way. Do let me know in the comments down below what you think.